Thank you for joining us on a brand new week. It's Monday on TNT, and just a very quick apology for Saturday's program. It certainly wasn't up to scratch and I wasn't as awake as I should have been. So a heartfelt apology for putting on a subpar performance on Saturday. I'll make sure that doesn't happen again, and just adjusting things a bit there. We've also got a co-host next Saturday. I think that's going to make things a little bit easier for me so I can concentrate a bit more on your questions and trying to think of something intelligent to say. But let's get on to today's program because there's a lot of news happening, and I think this is probably the news leader today, where the BMA, the Bangkok Metropolitan Authority, mulls longer hours for visitors. Now, the Bangkok Governor, Chadchart Sitipun, is planning to stimulate the local economy by encouraging some tourist attractions, especially those along the Chao Phraya River, to open until midnight. This is a different tack for the governor, who's really hit the ground running, hasn't he? He's coming up with a lot of ideas. This is quite an intelligent idea because rather than concentrating on sort of the party areas, the Soy Cowboys, the Khalsan Road, the Nana Plaza, he's actually talking about opening some of the general tourist attractions in some of the bigger tourist zones, or the wider tourist zones, open till midnight. And I think that's a really different way of looking at the problem of attracting the tourist and making Bangkok a bit more amenable and available to visitors, including Thai visitors as well. So let's go on to what he's talking about on this story. Mr. Chadchart yesterday said the extended opening hours of the city's tourist attractions, such as museums and temples, won't only attract foreign visitors but also local tourists to stay longer in the capital. I think he's right. In the meantime, City Hall's planning to install decorative lights around tourist attractions along the Chao Phraya River, and the BMA is considering illuminating the street art along Padang Krung Kasem Canal every day, as opposed to not only the weekends when they have their walking street, to ensure the extended opening hours do not have any detrimental effect on communities. The BMA will have to come up with guidelines to improve public safety. So where is this Padang Krung Kasem Canal, you may ask? Here it is. So this area here, bounded by the Chao Phraya River, I've outlined the actual canal in red, and you can see there that this is Tanakosan Island, an island because basically that canal cuts it off onto a complete island. It includes the Grand Palace. It's got quite a lot of other famous tourist areas. It's got Chinatown. It's sort of the original centre of Bangkok, and one of my favourite places in Bangkok. Probably my favourite. In fact, I'd like to live there. But of course, the real estate around there is quite expensive. A lot of the well-to-do families live in that particular area. So that's the area he's talking about. And the governor said City Hall wants to work with local authorities in Venice to have Bangkok declared its twin city. And he's basically saying that Bangkok was known as the Venice of the East and would like to work more closely with Venetian authorities. So that all seems like a different way of looking at the problem of making Bangkok a bit more amenable to a broader range of visitors. So bravo, Governor. Hope that works out for you. To another story in the Bangkok Post, and I don't know why they've made this mistake again. And it says the weak baht could benefit the tourism industry as foreign purchasing power gains value, though it might not be enough to offset high airfares. This from the Thai Hotels Association. So that's Marissa from the THA, who speaks often about tourism and hospitality issues. Down the bottom there, she says the weak baht definitely affected the industrial sector, and thinking that the increasing power of the US dollar could support the tourism industry as foreign tourists can spend more in the country. Yeah, if they're from the United States. Further on, she says the soaring price of air transport's affected the number of international tourists travelling by plane. Well, that's not just the US dollar that's causing that. It's a whole lot of other supply chain issues and energy and fuel cost increases around the world. The third paragraph, the latest announcement from the Public Health Ministry, which downgraded COVID-19 to an endemic disease starting from October, should mark a milestone for the country's tourism, she said. Well, I don't think a lot of people would agree with Marissa there. Thailand was relatively fast, but some people could say that compared to some parts of its regional compatriots, it was actually quite slow in reopening. And just down the bottom, the acting Prime Minister, Prawit Wongsuwon, insisted the government will not intervene in the Bank of Thailand's monetary policy. Good for him to come out and say that publicly, because a lot of people do believe that Thailand fiddles the till when it comes to its currency. A story now from Thai PBS World. The US and Thailand seeking a way for President Biden to attend the Apec meeting, which will be held in Thailand in Bangkok during November. The US President Joe Biden understands the importance of Apec, and both Thailand and the US are coordinating to find a way for the president to attend the leaders' meeting in Bangkok. Further down, a brief statement says that the US president will not attend the APEC leaders meeting in Bangkok due to a family engagement, apparently a wedding being held in the White House, and saying that Vice President Kamala Harris will be representing him at the November 18th and 19th meeting. And down the bottom, the last in-person APEC summit was held in Papua New Guinea in 2018. Then US President Donald Trump did not attend the meeting either and assigned Vice President Mike Pence to represent the US. Will be a big status thing for Thailand to host the US president here, and I think there'll be a lot of efforts made to try and jiggle the dates around, not necessarily of APEC, but maybe the family wedding, to see if they can get the president here for that event. You're watching Tim Newton Today. It's Monday, a brand new week back in Phuket, and I should also thank our sponsor, 5 Star Marine. If you'd like to pop out to an island, it's actually a very nice day to do so. I don't think we're going to have any rain in Phuket today. We've got mostly clear skies, and I can certainly see quite a lot of blue. So a very nice day to head out to the islands if you get the chance. We're going to be talking about a new TV program on Netflix that I saw over the weekend. I'd like to do a quick critique on that. I'll do that at the end of the program. Just acknowledging that the Phuket Vegetarian Festival also opened last night. This is at the main Chinese shrine in Old Phuket town, where the festivities begin each year, and it's where the Chinese gods come down from the sky to join the commemorations for the next 10 days. And always a big night at that shrine, and other Chinese shrines. One nearby where I live here also had celebrations last night. So we've got 10 days of fireworks, ma songs, body piercings, fire walking, lots of vegetarian food. I'll try and get out and cover some of that during the week for you, because certainly some sights and some things that you probably won't see anywhere else. And this story from Phuket-go.com says that the best airlines in the world and Asia have been announced by Skytrax Awards. So the best airlines in the world: Qatar Airways, Singapore Airlines, Emirates, ANIA, All Nippon Airways, Qantas Airways, heavens know how they got there this year. We've got Japan Airlines, Turkish Airlines, Air France, Korean Air and Swiss International Airlines. They make up the top 10 best airlines in the world. The best discount airlines: Air Asia and Scoot from Malaysia and Singapore. Then we've also got Indigo down there from Asia, flying people out of India, and a lot of other of the world's discount airlines filling up the top 10. And the best airlines in Asia: Singapore Airlines, ANA, All Nippon, Japan Airlines, Korean Air. Well, Singaporean, Japanese and Korean airlines doing well there. And just noting right down the very bottom, Bangkok Airways makes its way into the top 10 airlines in the world, and really the only Thai-based airline that made its way into any of the categories over the past 12 months. Well, that's according to Skytrax anyway. To our next story now, and ASEAN Now reports that Anaton says they may have stopped wearing masks, but Thais are still narak for keeping them on to prevent disease. Well, narak is lovely or cute. So there you go. There he is, not wearing a mask, saying that Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister and Health Minister Anatun Charnvirakul has indicated that he will not be ditching his face mask and has praised Thais for sticking to them. And he said in pointed comments that people in other places may not be wearing them, but Thais still were. He was clearly referring to countries abroad and foreigners where masks have been ditched for a long while now, says ASEAN Now in somewhat of a pointed editorial departure in the middle of their story. In Thailand, people like TV presenters still wear masks, and the habit is still widespread in Bangkok and many cities, especially inside shops. School children have had to wear them through, that should be, the first semester that is coming to an end. Anatun said people in other places may have stopped wearing them, but we Thais are still doing it. We have to remember that wearing masks is not just a preventative measure for COVID, but protects people against respiratory and gastrointestinal diseases too. So Anatun having another slight dig at foreigners, as he has done so in the past. Of course, he's right in election mode at the moment. He's vying for the top job, there's no doubt about that. And you can couch everything he says in line with the fact that he is running for the election. He's in full election mode. That election at the moment scheduled for March, April or May next year. This next story, back to the Bangkok Post and the headline, "The Centre Will Not Hold. The BMA hopes to build a satellite city to relieve pressure on the capital. City Hall, under the stewardship of the new governor, is looking to build a satellite town to de-urbanise Bangkok." So he's eyeing the eastern zones encompassing Lat Krabang and Rom Klau and the southern districts of Bang Kuntien as potential satellite clusters. Now, rampant heavy flooding, and this is important to note, we mentioned this last week, crippled much of Lat Krabang district this month, which put Mr. Chadchart in trouble. So this is the area that they're looking to move some of Bangkok's urbanisation to. Obviously, they've got a lot of work to do in regards to the irrigation in that particular area. Bangkok's city plans have been through 3 prior significant modifications, 92, 99 and 2013. This map sort of points out exactly what's going on here. You can see that brown and red chunk in the middle there, that's sort of what we call, I suppose, the centre of Bangkok. And then where that red X is, that is where Suvarnabhumi Airport is. And then just north of that, Lat Krabang and Rom Klau. Those areas very seriously flooded, and the flooding lasted about 2 weeks there. And those areas are both about 10 kilometres inland from the Gulf of Thailand and about 10, 12, 15 kilometres to the east of the main city area and the Chao Phraya River. So you would have thought they're well away from areas that they can dump a lot of the water. So a lot of work is going to have to be done to those areas to try and prepare them for further urbanisation. But at least some good forward thinking there, again, from the new Bangkok governor. I'm a bit of a fan. I hope he does well. Just wanted to also mention a new TV program on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, you won't be able to see it at the moment. It's a 6-part miniseries called Thai Cave Rescue, which doesn't leave you in any doubt exactly what it's about. I think the name is well tuned to getting good SEO on the internet, but there you go, Thai Cave Rescue. The big difference with this one, you're going, oh, just another one of these movies and documentaries. We know the story, we know what happened. This one really grabbed my attention because it actually looks at the perspective of the actual people inside the cave. We know a lot more about the 12 youngsters and their coach, Coach Eck, by the end of this particular program. I binged watched it, I watched 3 shows up in Bangkok, 3 shows down here, and I've rewatched some of it because I thoroughly enjoyed it. The things I just wanted to mention are the young cast I thought were very, very good. Apparently they were just young people that they went up to the northeast of the north of Thailand, where all this unfolded in Chiang Rai, and they got local youngsters to play the other parts of the cave boys. Now, of course, they're now 4 years older than they were, so they really couldn't play their parts. And that's the other unique thing about this particular program, is that the producers are the only producers to have had access to the actual 13 people who were stuck inside the cave. So the events that are shown happening inside the cave are actually real, and they're from the stories that were told to them by the 13 youngsters. Actually very engaging. I loved this program. And it's called Thai Cave Rescue. It's now on Netflix if you've got Netflix. The acting is a little bit stilted in the first couple of episodes. These youngsters aren't sort of trained actors, but I thought they really grew into their roles and really became the feature of the program as it went through. It's not just stuck in the caves. I mean, there's all those things happening outside. Some of those events, those milestones we know. But it's about the reactions and the emotions of the people both inside and outside the cave as they try and figure out how to get these youngsters out. But I thought it was well played by everybody. It was very authentic, and this is just a quick trailer of the show, and it goes through quite a lot of the key characters and the main people and the main events, and they shot some of it actually inside the Tham Luang cave. Again, the first producers who've had access to the actual cave. So a lot of things I liked about this, and I would warmly recommend it as worth seeing. So that's called Thai Cave Rescue. It's got the Tim Newton tick of approval, and out of all the things I've seen over the past year, it's probably the second most enjoyable bit of theatre and cinema I've seen, even though I watched it at home in the comfort of my own living room. So there you are, Thai Cave Rescue, now a limited mini-series of 6 programs available on Netflix. Also, just like to very quickly say that watch it in Thai language. Don't watch the English translation, because it was very ham-fisted. So watch it in Thai with the subtitles. That was by far much more enjoyable. And with that, I say thank you very much for watching on a brand new Monday. Thank you to our sponsors, 5 Star Marine. Hope your day is as nice as it is here in Phuket. Have a fantastic Monday, and we look forward to seeing you again.